These walls can talk. Open your mind and listen.
Trailing down these hollow halls, can you hear me? Staring down these story walls, can you see me?
Hello, everybody out there. All right. Well, I'm guessing there's probably not going to be a lot of people watching at this point in time. 5:10 Eastern Standard. I'm very fortunate to be working from home today. My employers are great. Figured I'd just have a quick little jump on here. I haven't done it in a while. See a little bit of a different face going on. I shaved it for November. I can't do. Oh, there's my cat. I can't do the regular. Just the mustache for November because I've had a beard goatee mustache combination now for 20 odd years. So I'm just going to shave it off and then grab the full beard going on, which my wife will love. She already hates it that I've shaved my face. But hey, look, to put out the issue about men's cancers and specifically, prostate cancer and that lot. You got to get yourself checked out, go to the doctor, and that's truthfully enough because had I not gone to the doctor this year, who the hell knows what would be up with me. That being said, there's some truth to some matter that some teams seem to be relieved by this, but I'm stepping back for a bit. Sandy is going to be the one that's going to be running our show for a while. I'm going to be in the background. I just can't be doing the investigations as much as I used to be doing the investigations in the past because it affects the integrity of the investigation. I have a lower GI problem happening right now, and if my guts go south while I'm on an investigation, then all of a sudden things get affected, and we don't want to make that happen. So she's going to take that stuff over, and I'll still continue in the background, maybe do a podcast here and there. But for a little while, I'm backing down out of things, and I've got to do my focus from work and what's not. So she's busy in the background doing things like making us new shirts and planning cottage weekends and investigations that are coming up. And she's busy editing investigations that we've had. Recently we've had Picton. We did the base out there, and we've done Wildwood. I didn't go on that one, but it looked interesting, so I'm looking forward to that video coming out in the next couple days. Done a few homes, and we've got a couple homes booked for November. Going to see if we can take December off, and in January we're going to be investigating a few factories in Toronto and a few other houses. So we've probably got a steady, busy pace happening. So that's one thing. Talking about stepping back, and we're talking about some upcoming stuff. The big investigation, we had the whole team out there in Picton. Didn't really have much happen, but you know what? It was still a cool place to do. It's nice to get the whole team together. As of excuse me, my cat decides to get in my face here. It's impossible to keep him away, frankly. Again, here as usual are my notes for the show. Okay, so I've already managed to write something that I hardly can understand. I wrote myself, and I believe it was the use of Connect. So I've had the Connect built for me to test it out. We've used it now, we'll say 75, 80 investigations. In my own theorize on this, in my experience, it's a tool that you can use as a diagnostic. That's fine. You know what I mean? Like you use an EMF detector. But I don't think it's a tool that I've caught anything at all. But in a way, that means it's doing its job, right? Like my proximity panels have never caught anything, and they're doing their job, right? So if you're looking for it to give you results, kitty snip like that, then it's not a good thing for you. I have never ever seen a video on YouTube, and I've seen many of them, that yield proper results, real results. Until I can see something walking across a screen, not something that's semi-shaped like a table, or a little spider person hanging its hand up, It's BS to me. I don't, and people that know me know that. I'll say that to them. I know teams locally that think that they've gotten results, and I'll argue it and dispute it. I'm a little concerned nowadays with teams that are really looking for things that have immediate results. This is when you have teams that lose their mind, they lose their shit when you have a K2 hit, which can be caused by anything. And they'll base the whole case off. They base the whole case off what a medium says. They'll base their whole case off of a picture. Look, the case has to be based off of a trend. Your opinion on a case needs to be based off of something that you've done your due diligence to try and debunk, and peer-reviewed, given to other people to review, and they still can't find an answer for it. Then you present that as evidence, not proof. You don't come out and say, "Oh, this place is haunted." No. You give it to the client and say, "This is something that I haven't been able to debunk. So, maybe this is something." And you allow the client for them to decide. It's up for them. It's all about your integrity, and I'm getting a little bothered by looking at so many teams out there right now that are looking for instant satisfaction. These are a lot of teams that I know. You know what I mean? And it's like, great, everything's cool. We've got a shirt, we've got a jacket, we've got the equipment. Now we're professional ghost hunters. You know what? I've been at this for 25 years. I wouldn't consider myself a professional in the slightest. I am just somebody who comes up and tries to find answers. Am I opinionated? Yeah, I've earned that in 25 years. But you know what? Man, dude, stop making yourself look so foolish. And the people that change their style, especially when the camera's on them. Years and years, we've had producers get a hold of us and want us to send in highlights, reels, and whatever. And never really went anywhere, right? And I think because the issue is that we're not a show. I like to make YouTube videos. I'm all into that. I want people to learn. And a producer did say to me that if your videos are boring, nobody's going to learn anything because they're not going to watch them. And to that point, he's right. But I'm also not going to break our integrity and bullshit something for the screen. I've done a lot of publics even lately. I did a few. And people were on me about mediums. Look, I've still only ever had one medium that's impressed me. So that's that. You know what I mean? And they say, well, you're just not open-minded to that. Guys, I've been trained as a medium. My whole life, I grew up a spiritualist. Taught by the University of Spiritual Sciences. I can tell you who my teachers were, but every third person now is a sensitive. You know what? Great. That's all wonderful. That you're all sensitives. Like I tell you, like what I've got, things I've got upcoming. Okay. Now, look, years and years and years ago, when I was morally into the darker side of things, I wouldn't say darker side of things. Sorry, what people consider darker. Okay, I told tarot cards. I did these at psychic fairs and stuff. So I'm going to reestablish myself with this. But you know what? I'm not going to do it because I want to be a bloody fortune teller, and I'm not going to charge a dime. What I'm going to do is I want to give readings based on what the plan is, like based on what the tarot cards say, for 10 people. These are 10 people that I can stay in touch with and track the progress of what happened out of that reading. Henceforth, making it kind of pseudoscientific based on trend and result, right? That's what I want to do. I'm basically going to focus on some Art Bell stuff this year while I'm sick. And I'm just not in the physical shape to go out and handle an investigation. I want to do things like, I've got a shape. You tell me what that shape is. Let's work with ESP. Let's work with the pseudosciences. And just see how many people come back with psychic responses. So if I'm showing any kind of open-mindedness to this stuff, it's going to be, as a result of my experience with that, what if I do 20 tarot card readings and I follow up on those 20 people and they're right? Am I psychic or was it happenstance? I don't know, right? So I'm not doing it to say that I'm a psychic now. I'm doing it to say I want to use them on that platform. And I'm not going to lie about it. And I'm going to record everything I do. And that's okay. I'm not going to lie to you. So that's something I'm going to have coming up. By the way, lately I've been watching a bit of a Twitter thing with Zach Baggins and Gary Galka and all that lot about the SB7 and well, things we have to make sure nobody sees. What? Shut up, you know. SB7, seriously, you know. So they're located, you know, primarily like the Vegas area in LA. How many freaking radio stations do you think are down there? The SB7 or the Shack Hack is a radio transmitter. Like you're picking up radio stations and crisscrossing it. People are saying that the ghosts go in there and manipulate the words. Look, I've never seen or heard. Now, I'm not open-minded to this device. I've had it on our investigations, and I've had people argue with it. I'll argue back. I think it's crap. You know what? There are devices that are made for ghost hunting that are just like they're made for immediate results, and that's where this comes from. You know, people all of a sudden, right off the bat, are just jacking crazy because, oh, look, you know, I heard the word yes, Mike. Well, would be nobody in the world named Mike. You never hear their name over the radio. I gotta be honest with you, I just can't do that. So is my take on that. Now, Keith Owen, oh, shout out to Keith there, who follows on the Facebook group, asked me about my take on orbs. Okay, and this generally gets me incredibly unpopular at many of the public events that we do because I don't give everybody the wanton love and affection that they have because this is their Uncle Ralph who came to visit them during their child's birth. No. Just look up orbs. Talk to anybody who's photography buff, moisture, bugs, light refractoration, dust. Like they can all cause it. The problem is that this is a pseudoscience. This is not a science. But if you're following any form of scientific methodology, you have to have a trend, right? And with a trend, you have tests. I hope my friend Robert Bradley sees this and at least says I've been listening to him because I have been. He's a scientist. I'm not. I sell nuts and bolts. But when you have a situation where 99 times out of 100, you can absolutely guarantee that that's a physical response, then you don't use that as a test. You know, it's like saying 99% of the chance I'm going to die of a certain kind of cancer. So you err on the side of caution and you sit back and you make your plans, right? If that 1% comes down and the hand of God or whatever, Yahweh or anybody that you worship touches you and says, you may live, then you got that 1%. But the one day, unless I actually see an orb come to my face and go, hey, asshole, I'm right here, then no, I don't care even if you see it, because sometimes when you rub your eyes hard enough, you'll get ocular issues where, you know, you're seeing dots and spots. Orbs, I will never, ever, ever, ever say an orb is a piece of proof. I've put orb pictures on my site before just because they were there, but they're not proof of anything. Nothing. Zero. Zip. Nilch. I've never seen a paranormal picture. I've never seen a picture that I don't think could be picked apart. You know, as much as they also, like I've never. Okay, I've had some people that were very ambivalent about Buck Hill when we were up in Pembroke. I've been to Buck Hill a couple times. One time I did go there. I will admit, the first time I went there, we got the snot scared out of us. But I don't know if that was just nervousness. So one of the things I'm going to do in the next little while is I'm also going to look at urban legends. And I'm going to go test them out and go there a couple times and yada, yada, yada. But you know what's funny? I asked about a couple urban legends around here. I got nothing. Everybody seems to have a story from somebody else. Nobody seems to have their own. Or their story always seems to coincide completely with what the story is. I've done Ghost Road north of here. I've done Buck Hill, and I've gone to Salem's Lot. That's the local stuff around here. But there's nothing to it. I guess unless you're looking for it. So anyway, between the tarot cards, the Art Bell type studies like ESP, CSI type stuff, and the urban legends, that's my field over the next year while my team investigates. And I'll do some podcasts. But you're not going to get, you know, a lie out of me, frankly. That's pretty much everything so far I had written down. It's okay. It's 15 minutes, just a quick little yip. I'll let people know we're still out there. I will say that NRGS has taken the step to merge with us. So now the nuns, Jeff and Co., are representative of the Canadian Haunting and Paranormal Society. I really appreciate that. We need some bodies. We're getting pretty busy, like to the point where my guys are they just don't have the time to have their own life as well as a life with us. And honestly, I can't investigate either myself, right? So, I got Phil doing a lot of lead work, and Sandy's doing lots, and Shannon's out there, and Damon, and now the nuns are down in the Kitchener area, which I don't have. I didn't have a Southwest presence for a while. Now I do, and I want to combine that activity, of course, with RLC Paranormal, Ron and crew, who I trust implicitly. So I'm not. That area now is great. So especially coming into the wintertime, I can have coverage. Up north, things are still going great. I'm still very, very upfront with the teams that I trust. You know what? If you're in the Ottawa area, if we can't get a hold of you, go talk to Johnny Buffum at Bytown. You're gonna get something with integrity. He's honestly, I think he's even harder of an integrity buff than I am, frankly, because he'll say things out of honesty that I might not say because it might hurt somebody's feelings. But John's a bearcat, right? He'll say it straight out, and I appreciate that. Down around this area, well, I guess I can only pump for myself, right? At our own team, I do like the guys from Proof, though. Yeah. So that's about that. So if you have any questions, nobody's asking at this point in time, and that's fine. So take care of yourselves. Be well. If you're sick, go to the doctors. Love your animals. Yesterday was National Cat Day yesterday or the day before. This is Tubby. Tubby is my 15, 16-year-old black long-haired cat. He's pretty awesome. So now he's making his world debut. Right? Right. He's normally much more talkative. He must be tired. Oh, there we go. We talked. So everybody have an excellent week, and we'll chat later.